Most of us think compulsively all the time. That is to say, we talk to ourselves. If I talk all the time, I don't hear what anyone else has to say. If I think all the time, that is to say, if I talk to myself all the time, I don't have anything to think about except thoughts. And therefore, I'm living entirely in the world of symbols. Therefore, if you meditate for an ulterior motive, that is to say, to improve your mind, to improve your character, to be more efficient in life, you've got your eye on the future and you are not meditating. Well, meditation, when correctly done, has nothing to do with all that. It's a kind of digging the present. It's a kind of grooving with the eternal now. The place where it's at is simply here and now. If you simply close your eyes and allow yourself to hear all the sounds that are going on around you, just listen to the general hum and buzz of the world as if you were listening to music. Don't try to identify the sounds you're hearing. Don't put names on them. Simply allow them to play with your eardrums. It's all just sound. And if I am talking to you right now and you're doing this, don't try to make any sense out of what I'm saying, because your brain will take care of that automatically. You don't have to try to understand anything. As you hear sounds coming up in your head, thoughts, you simply listen to them as part of the general noise going on, just as you would be listening to the sound of my voice, or just as you would be listening to cars going by or to birds chattering outside the window. So look at your own thoughts as just noises. And soon you will find that the so-called outside world and the so-called inside world come together. They are a happening. Your thoughts are a happening, just like the sounds going on outside. And everything is simply a happening, and all you're doing is watching it. It's all just sound. The place where it's at is simply here and now.
What is going on today? What's going on in this lovely Friday night? For those who don't know, my name is Evan Aldo, and here is the latest trade that is almost about to hit first take profit. Hopefully we'll hit that during this stream. We are getting a little bit of a dump. Data so far is showing inflation is not going away and is making things tough on the Fed. You don't say. You know, I kind of still think, based on the charts, that these inflation numbers will get better over the next few months. It is getting more and more less likely that we will see a pivot, I guess, in June. Obviously, 80% chance of a pause, 70-30, I guess, in July. You're favored for the first pivot in September now, as you have been. Some of you guys care about this, you know, some of you guys don't. What's up, Captain Crypto? What's up, David Brumbelow? What's up, Oz? Appreciate you guys. Yeah, Friday night. I'm not expecting to turn out to be anything too crazy. Airdrop, $100 position on Bybit. You do have to deposit $100 to get this. If you deposit the $100, I will also give you one free month in the Aldo Empire VIP Discord. I'm a little bit biased, but I do think it is one of the best places for trading, especially nobody could, well, I wouldn't say nobody, but my signals are voluptuous. My signals are pretty good. So yeah. And, you know, that's what I would say. Check it out if you guys are interested. This one is KYC requiring. Same thing with MEXC, KYC exchanges. They're all going under. They're all becoming KYC. FAIRDESK is still not KYC. I think you may need to use a VPN with them now. It's hard to keep track with all this stuff going down. The feds, you know, coming after all of us. Coming after all of us. It is what it is. But any of those three, if you deposit at least $100 on my link, I'll give you one free month in the Discord. So, yeah. Some of you guys care. Some of you guys don't care about NFTs. Making a big jump out of nowhere. Back up to 10 grand. I think these were at like, what, 6-7 grand. Let's see. David Rumble. Glitchy market. Bear divs 1 minute and bullish divs the next. Wild spikes up and down the market. Man, you know, that's typical weekend type stuff. Friday, you know, lower. It happens, man. It happens. You know, you got to be a little patient with it. It'd be really anticlimactic if this just immediately shoots up and stops me out. But I didn't really give this trade setup in advance. I did take the trade in the live stream yesterday, but there's other trades I'm in that I talked about in the Discord. So yeah, let's just look at the let's just look at what's happening. So the main thing I wanted to kind of show you guys, just macro. I mean, this is a larger bear div, you know, from this area. Yeah, from all the way here. I mean, price slightly higher, you know, if you look at especially from the wick too, but even from there, from that wick to that 64K area to, you know, at the height of this wick, 67K, it's a bear div, almost similar to this one, you know, all the way back here. Pretty large bear div. So if we think that, you know, if we think that we're going to come down God knows where, I mean, 50K, 57K, 35K, you know, be my guest. It's hard to say. But assuming we do, you know, come down for a few months, which I think is pretty likely, say we do something of that nature, you would look at maybe a way more extended version of that or something. But it could be so much longer. I don't know. It's different, man. Yeah, maybe something of that nature. Maybe it takes even longer. You know, maybe you make the all-time high there, and then, yeah, I don't know. I mean, this would sound like the most, I don't think this is going to happen, but we talk about all scenarios here, especially the bearish ones, just to irritate certain people. And, you know, if you look at the 3-week high anchor wave, that was the end of that bull market. High anchor wave. That was basically the end. You had a little bit more towards the end of the year, mainly an altcoin market. And then, yeah, but this one was lower. See that same kind of deal. So if you're looking at that, that would be a market cycle peak. Not saying that's going to happen. If that did happen, let's see something. If that did happen, now I'm not saying you're going down to freaking 12K. No, there's getting less volatility as time goes on. But in terms of where the next place to potentially get in would be, yeah, about a year, 25. So it'd be very interesting if you do look at, well, if we do it like that, that would be an extended, I'm not looking at price, I'm looking at time. December 25, that would throw a major wrench into everything. If you see the low around the time that, yeah, Ethereum ETF hype, yeah. 3 a.m., where are you? 3 a.m., let's see, are you in Europe, I would guess? London, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, Friday nights, people, you know, they go hard. Yeah. So, yeah, that's the main thing here. And now if we want to look at, let's see what happens. I mean, I generally would think that, I mean, let's look at a little bit of more of the short term here on the Bitcoin. So That area right there, somewhat significant. This would probably be close to one of the places where you could get a little bit of relief. I think, you're getting Friday night, people are probably looking into the work week. They're like, we came up so much. Do I really want to hold through, what could happen? Maybe give it a few months. I think that's what a lot of the mindset of the people is right now. Probably the people selling and bringing us down. So the other thing I wanted to show you guys, I think I talked about it last night, but daily, obviously, with the blood diamond and EMAs almost all in the gray. Within a few days, they probably will be. There, it obviously wasn't a bad place. Here was more, kind of a bottom signal, but it took, she took some time, you know what I mean? You were up there in July, 30K, then you came back down to 25, which wasn't terrible, and then you kind of recovered, so, yeah. If we compare it to 2016, the post-halving dump, you're looking at a 30% drop down about, I think it was a 30%, which would bring us around 50K. The other thing, too, here is the 2-day, this potentially going into the gray. Here, good place to get in. I think it probably would be the same like that. Here was like a telltale, other than your little jump up there, but that was like a telltale sign you were done. If you got in, let's say you got in right, I don't know, 20K, let's say. Yeah, you got a nice run up, a nice 3x there. So yeah. I'm trying to think here. The other thing, I want to just go on a larger, situation, because I wanted to let's look at on the 2-day what happened and nobody's looking at this. Nobody has the creativity to look at this. You're getting this exclusively on the Evan Aldo live stream. Right here was the halving somewhere around June or July of 2016. That one, it was a 40% drop down. Yeah, if you don't count that wick, I probably wouldn't count that wick really, because that was a little. I wonder if every exchange it came down that much. So about a 30%. Let's give that about a 28-30%. Okay, so 2-day you didn't even okay, so it's already different. You didn't even get into the you didn't even get into that that area, that gray there. So where we are at money flow, we're like right before the major kind of drop. Maybe it could be something like that. Who the hell knows? Maybe everything just drops down a lot and really spooks out the Fed, and we get that early pivot in June or something. I don't know. But yeah. Trying to really get to that first. Take profit here. I think we should. And then if we look at Ethereum, so Ethereum, similar deal on a lot of these time frames. Another 2 blood diamonds there that could take a month to play out, bring us down farther. I just wanted to look at the 2-week, obviously high anchor wave, not the best look. The 3-week, from there to there is a bear div. From that high to there, no, not a true bear div. But from back there, if you count that, it is a bear div, and you got your money flow coming out. So I would argue still a pretty, generally pretty bearish sign. And let's see here. So money flow generally trying to come down farther. Daily coming into that area right there. And then we're looking at last summer, generally just all up. Geez, that was that's all sustainable there. And then you're playing with something when you start going parabolic like that. That's parabola. That's the inverse of that. Just straight up, kind of like that parabola, or not. Yeah, more, the closest would be here. Yeah, that just very crazy, run up, hit that line perfectly, and then you get that slightly higher high. But yeah, I mean, I would argue, it definitely on these, larger time frames, it doesn't look too good. But the thing is, like I've mentioned a lot, look for that next weekly kind of trigger wave thing. And I want to, let's go on the Kraken chart for ETH. I believe that one has the most data here. Or yeah, okay, that's a new one, all-time history. It's interesting. I've never even looked at this one for ETH. When was the inception of ETH again? Okay, F15, like I would have guessed. Okay, so we're looking at here, this halving type area, and you did come down. That was interesting. So here it was for ETH, you came down into the end of the year. Now, if we kind of map that out from the high, you're looking at, I mean, what was our high? Like a month ago? What was our high? Was it March? Yeah, March 11th. So you're looking at, oh man, that's like 3 months. Yeah, 3 months. So 3 months before November would be the low, or excuse me, December would be the low. So that'd be a September low. That'd probably be the longest I could see. I could see us, going down generally. I would think with the election we'd bottom by June, July. But yeah. The other thing, let's just look at the, I don't know. I was curious about, just go way back to, yeah, this situation, and then your 2-day, yeah, it dropped down, and then one more. But from this wick, it didn't get much worse. Like, that's a big area. So let's mark that out. That's a big area, guys. You should mark this all out on your chart. $7. Important area for Ethereum. Important area that we got to think about. But I'm even more bearish and crypto savvy if I say it's going to $7. But I'm just showing you guys in terms of, like, you had that low in August. It's not impossible to actually repeat something of that nature. And that was your true place, It came back up. So, yeah, obviously less volatile these days. But then that was that bear market. Those 5ELXs did you pretty well there. And then that money, or those EMAs, where was that? That was 19, yeah. That was interesting because ETH did not make, ETH and Bitcoin did not make a lower, oh, wait a sec. Didn't ETH make a, maybe not. Yeah, maybe ETH, most altcoins did make a lower low in COVID. ETH did not, I don't believe, but, or at least according to this chart, but yeah. What's up, guys? What's up, Crypto Wanderer? June 2nd would be, yeah, I believe it. So, yeah. I'm trying to think here. I could go for a cup of coffee right now. At 9 p.m. It's a Friday night. It's not a school night, so I'm able to, I mean, caffeine is a drug. I mean, everything is a stimulant drug to a certain extent. Yeah, let's look at BNB. Sure, I haven't looked at that in a minute. The high anchor wave in that 2 week. It don't look too hot. I mean, in terms of like, I mean, you didn't make a new all-time high yet. Trying to like find, yeah, I mean, you could probably, like, if we draw from the top of these like Heikin-Ashi candlesticks right there, obviously a big area that we're probably rejecting from. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, if you're shorting this, I mean, they might, based on that 4-day, it wouldn't surprise me if they find a way. It's BNB. They'll probably find a way to stop you out. But based on that daily, too, it does look pretty bearish. I'd probably be a little lenient with the stop loss, maybe go above old all-time high. But you might be able to ride that puppy down. You might be able to, because if we look at, yeah, that 2-day looks bad. I mean, just based on that daily, I mean, you might be able to ride that down to $400 or something, depending. BNB is a weird one, though. So, yeah. Same thing, David Brumbelow. Yeah. Crypto Wanderer. Is there anything with the word Aldo in it? Oh, there is. This is probably some 1 trip. Okay. Looking at Aldo. Ah, that was an interesting wick up in February of 2019. Yeah, it generally goes up. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. Aldo Nova. Don't know what that is. Yeah, it doesn't come up. Let's see. Curious about like ETH BTC here. Will she bleed a lot more against Bitcoin? I don't know. It's tough to say, man. Because even if we do go down, like some of these, I mean, it ain't looking bad against Bitcoin. I mean, we're seeing a little bit of, like I mentioned with the apes. I mean, we're seeing a little bit of a resurgence, and then ApeCoin's probably done the best. You know, I mean, probably had one of the best days for cryptos today. Now you're rejecting from that point, so could have been a fluke on the way up. Smaller in the $800 million market cap. I think we were up to 2 billion up here or more. Yeah, about 2. Yeah, close to 2 billion. 1.6 at least, I would say. Yeah. Bitcoin dominance. Yeah. Let's take a look. I feel like you just like it could be where we finally start to come down here. And I mean, even if price does go down farther for Bitcoin and most other things, I mean, you could have some alts that have bottomed against it, bringing, keeping this stagnant or downward. I mean, it's not impossible. I don't know. Tough to say. It's looking a little bit, I would say neutral to more bearish. I mean, yeah, I'd say neutral to more bearish. It's tough to read this. I don't know if this helps us, but like minus tether. Oh wait, no, it's not. Yeah, it's something else. That's not what I wanted to. There's a way to do it, but not that way. So yeah. See here, 3-week. Large, pretty large bear div on the 3-week on Amazon. I mean, most things look like they want to drop some more. Could be the catalyst for that. Could be the Fed, talking in less than a week. If the man sounds the other lion, not Trump, the other lion, Powell, sounds hawkish. Let's see. Hong Kong ETF. I don't know. Probably not, honestly. Maybe a little bit, but probably not. TON. Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah, TON coin. That was never like it was relevant a little bit at one point. It was longer. It was out longer than that. Let's see what I'm trying to find. Is that new? I thought TON was. I thought it was older for some reason. Okay. I thought it was even older than that. I didn't realize how well this had done. I don't think it looks at. I think it's running out of time here. Could be wrong. I mean, I don't really like the how the 12-hour and some of these look, but we'll see. I think it's kind of running out. I think it could come back to like $3 or something potentially. Don't know. I don't know much about the coin though. It's not really my my forte. Tesla's seeing a rebound, which is generally a good sign. It's coming up with bad earnings, so you buy when there's bad earnings. Smart. Sometimes it could be smart. I don't know. I mean, I kind of don't see you going below this low here, but I think you could retest like 110 if everything else kind of comes down for next month or two. That's my kind of guess there. gold jumping up. I don't know. I think it would generally kind of continue upward, kind of like as it has for a while since 2015. For the last 9 years, I think it would generally. I mean, we could just draw a simple like trajectory here. I mean, you'll probably get to 3,000 by 2030 or 2031. You know, like something like, yeah, you'll probably get to 3,000. I mean, by the end of the decade, I would assume. I think it would generally follow, this trajectory upward. It could be there, and then sometime in the early 2030s, I could see it, or up to 2040 maybe, even I could see it hitting 4,000 or whatever. Sui, let's take a look. Rejected pretty nicely from there, like I talked about. I don't see any major like signs of reversal as of yet. Probably gonna have to wait for like a weekly trigger wave, honestly, or at least a 5-day or something. I mean, that wick is, you'll probably mess around with that again, 90 cents, I would say. If you go lower, you're probably looking at 60 something. That's all I could say on this. Curious about, did we see any, because we saw the or just wanted to see if we saw any some of these in the bubble pop type pattern things aren't looking awful. Getting a little resurgence there. Let's look at helium. No, wrong one. I know I wasn't listed that long on. This is one that really got plastered. That wick right there almost. I'd say this is kind of, the area you're playing around with right now is kind of significant, at least. Just a little bit. Yeah, jumping off of there. You may have some hope here, at least for a short term. If you lose, you're probably looking at 2 something. Yeah, somewhere in the 2s probably. Something in the 2s, I would guess. ARB, let's see. Man, broke upward. Hey, your kind of target somewhere up there, and then you broke all the way back downward. Easy come, easy go. I don't know. It still doesn't look too good in the 2-day. Money flow is still gradually coming down here. 4-day is not bad. 4-day on everything actually looks pretty good. But that's just one time frame. You want to be more, unified. But yeah, I do think we could potentially go down farther. I don't know. This one's tough to say because you're just way ahead of the game with the blood here. Way ahead of the game with the dump. Props. Let's take a look. I mean, hitting a significant point there. Can't complain. I just don't think these larger time frames are giving me anything good enough to want to buy it as of yet. If we do lose this nice area we are in right now, which it kind of looks like we might, you're probably looking at a drop down to around, yeah, that would probably be, that's where price around that candlestick, the stick top of the stick right there, I would say, that general point. 8 cents. You could see another 50% drop. I don't know. I mean, in terms of breaking upward, really not seeing this break upward, but could be wrong. I think you're going to go down farther. So yeah, selling may go away, playing out early. You haven't seen sell anything yet. You haven't seen a sell-off. It's only a sell in May if we go down at least 50%. No, I'm just kidding. But 14% down. You ain't seen much, man. You ain't seen much. What are we, 131 here? 20% down. Yeah, you ain't seen much. You saw a little bit for ape. We're currently down about 48%. You saw a little bit there, over 50%. It is ape coin. So yeah. Daily on Matic looks atrocious. That could be a good trade. This is like the first kind of maybe potentially cool setup that I could give you guys here. Yeah, let's see here. Oops. Oh, did we hit first take profit? Let's go. Lit. Yeah, just pick a wick. What price are we at? We're at 68. Okay, yeah, right around there. You could get a 9. I would go with that wick probably. You could go all the way down. I mean, probably would take some longer to play out, obviously. That could be a pretty good trade setup. Actually, I might give it to the guys in the Discord. Let me just post that. I just want to. So that's what I do. A little sneak preview. You guys got a little freebie there. It probably is a pretty good trade to take, unless we really see a reversal of sentiment here. But I don't think we will. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And if you guys want a free month in the Discord, if you sign up with my link down below to any exchanges, we got the $100. If you deposit $100, get a $100 position with any of these 3 on Bybit. It is a KYC required exchange. Keep that in mind. The link down below. MEXC is now, I believe, KYC required as well, but we do have a new trading competition. And then FAIRDESK down below as well. You got a really good shot if you deposit any amount, do one futures trade, only with my link of getting the $100 bonus. We announce that in the Discord every week. So yeah, guys, if you open a support ticket with your UID and an exchange you sign up for, I'll give you a free month in the Discord. So check that out, link down below. SEI, that one is one of the new ones I kind of liked a little bit, but to be honest, I didn't really do enough research yet. But I would argue that 2-day looks pretty atrocious. That daily looks kind of bearish. I mean, the 4-day on everything looks good. I feel like that's like probably the biggest red herring right now, especially if we do dump. I mean, that's gonna be like a 4-day. Let's mark out. Just want to do a simple, because where we are right now is like somewhat, price is generally kind of following these areas. I mean, if we do break down from here, I would generally assume that 32, right there would probably be significant. Let's see. Oh, okay, yeah. Let's draw that out. That's the point. That's what we want. Right there, like those previous wicks and that stuff back there, which I would guess maybe 30 cents could be a pretty big area, because if you do look at this, let's just look at this situation here. If we could repeat this, we could do something of that nature. I don't know when we would see that bottom, maybe in June. So, I mean, what the hell is this? 10x. You probably at least see half of that if we do come down to that 30 cent area. Let's see. Cardano. Yeah, what's up, Plan E? Yeah, 32 cents I think would be a good buy. Let's see. Cardano. So, yeah, similar to a lot of other things. Probably that same like Matic setup may work. Similar Matic setup. Like you could just go Let's take a look, see at that. Actually, this one, because you're hitting support, I don't know if it's the best idea to try this one, but it is similar to that Matic type of setup thing. Yeah. Although this support is probably BS, so yeah, just January support. It's not really like that deep as support. I think the main area for Cardano is this like big pocket right here from like 40 all the way to like 35, 36 to 40. We're not that far away from that though. I don't want to sound like too anti-Cardano, but man, what would it be if we were to come? Yeah, 67. 67's back down to, yeah, back down to those parts. So yeah, I would say more bearish. I hope we don't go below 35 though. I want to look at ADA Bitcoin. So yeah, if we really do nuke, then you're definitely gonna see probably 400 sats again. There's people that think that. We'll see what happens if we do go down there. Yeah, July or something. But it's actually not that much lower than, yeah, it is 42% down. Curious about some of the like ape Bitcoin evaluations, because that got a little bit of a jump today. Yeah, more of a little jump there. So from that low, if you bought around that low, kind of like I did, 28% down against Bitcoin. So not the worst thing. Not the worst thing. We'll see. We'll have to see here. Like I've mentioned, we just got to be patient for that 2 week, hopefully by June. And then if it's any later than June, that the altcoin keeps bleeding against Bitcoin, it's probably going to zero unless every altcoin does that. So it's a hard life for some of these altcoins, man. They get, people get excited, and then, geez, this is not much off of its old freaking. It's still 80-something% up, but DOT has been a major like depressor. Look at that. That brought us up. This one brings us down. Excuse me. Yeah, DOT is really no bueno. Money flow coming up. That looks decent. VWAP coming up. Money flow generally coming up. I don't know. I would assume you may make a higher low here, maybe around $5 or something. Kind of not seeing you making a new low. So yeah, let's see here. I mean, what are you currently down from that local? 40%. Yeah. Weekly true wave right there coming up. Everything like points to that like June area into May, June. It's kind of looking like you're going to read. But the interesting thing about this is we never made a lower low from your June 2022 low, which could mean one of two things. One, that's a really good thing. Two, it means we finally need to go lower in that. But I kind of don't think that'll happen. I mean, a lot of stuff really got killed there. This held that low. Maybe you just run away with 6 something here. We just gotta wait for that weekly. I think that's the main thing. So yeah, I feel like a lot of these, they don't look bad on the weekly, but at the same time they don't look good. So it may, it may be a little bit, give it a few weeks. I think, especially when a lot of the other time frames don't look too bueno. VRA I've looked at a lot, man. I think it could come up here. I don't know. It does look good, but I don't know. Numbers protocol. I feel like I've heard of this, but at the same time, I feel like I haven't. I don't know. That pocket around there where we're hitting is pretty huge. If you lose that, I mean, probably gonna end up somewhere in the middle there, around like, 5 cents. It looks pretty atrocious on that 2-day, blood diamond, all that crap. I would be probably waiting for that trigger wave on the weekly here. Similar to that would be there. It didn't work, but back in 23, I don't know. This is some weird shit token, man. I don't know about this. It's not a shit token. It's a very reputable project. I invested in SafeMoon, and I learned my lesson. Now I know. I don't know. I feel like it just doesn't look like it wants to bounce here, man. Could bounce, but it doesn't look like it wants to. Looks like it just wants to make a new all-time low. But I don't know. What's Bitcoin doing? We hit my first take profit. Assisted chill. How are my shorts doing over on FAIRDESK? Oh, are we really? Whoa. What's going on now? Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she's trying to. She's really trying to come down. What are funding rates like right now? Okay, yeah, even there. Still positive on Bybit, and I believe Bybit is the highest liquidity exchange other than maybe like Binance, but Binance is probably less now. Could be the big buy. The big buy. Hexagons. Not really, man. I don't think they are. What do you guys think? Is Hex still alive? I don't think it really is. I think it's done. Could be wrong. Okay. Yeah, and I mean, what is the true market cap of this right now? I mean, it's a lower market cap than this was up to 20-something cents at one point. Oh, wait, what was the dump from here? 87. Yeah, that is a complete shit token and a half. I don't even... Richard Hart isn't even relevant anymore. Hex is done. Richard probably sold enough of it secretly or whatever to, have enough to retire and move on to his next scam or whatever. I don't know. But I don't think he's as relevant. I think there was maybe a little bit of potential there at some point if you were not skeptical on the way the Hex token was, I don't know, advertised and done. But I do think that, there wasn't much utility. And a lot of things do go to zero, so yeah. But yeah, it's interesting to think about Hex and even Pulse at this point. Like this one's just been delisted from everywhere. What about Pulse X? Pulse X. Okay, so that's still on some. No, that's not. That's something different there. Don't be don't be buying the wrong one now. This doesn't even move like a normal thing. This is like it don't move. It's frozen. Yeah. I think Hex is completely dead. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna call tonight. Been on about 45 minutes right now. Got to make my nightly coffee. Nah, I'm kidding. But yeah, if you guys want to check out the Discord, link down below. Yeah, if you sign up to any of the links down below, deposit at least $100, you get a good shot of getting a $100 bonus on Bybit and FAIRDESK. And also, I will give you one free month in the Discord. Smash the like button, guys. Always appreciate you guys. I want you guys to have a great rest of your night or your day, depending on where you are in the world.